Alright, here we are, destination Ceuta, as I say Morocco, Ceuta. It's the Spanish occupied tip of Morocco, right across in the Strait of Gibraltar. Very beautiful place. As you can see, it's quite mountainous. That's the city center down there. Down there, there's the university. And that's where I'm staying. I didn't realize, but if you go to the top of the mountain, there's a beautiful fort where I am now, and it's closed. So, spent about an hour hiking up here just to find out not gonna be able to see inside. Just that boys be up. Anyways, though, I was able to sneak in through that little side door to this unkept area and take a seat on the old ramparts here, and get a nice little gander at the city. So over there, that's the side facing towards Morocco. If we weren't so high and right in the path of the clouds, you'd be able to see Morocco. See some people cycling down the mountain, up the mountain. Over there, way over there, is Fnidek, which is the Moroccan town, seaside town, right up against the border of Ceuta. So if you want to get here, I personally went from Tangier, beautiful place, I'll get into that later, but you gotta go from Tangier to Tetuan. Tetuan, they have buses to Fnidek, but I just took a cab, 10 bucks, 40 minutes, right to the border, across the border. It's a very beautiful ride, right against some nice scenery, some greenery, and towards the end, the ocean, which is nice. And you cross the border. It takes about 5 minutes if you have a nice strong passport like I do, and you get just about over there. You can actually see the border crossing right there, that big strip. And then you take a cab right into the city. Beautiful. So Ceuta, it's actually a very beautiful place. I would say everywhere I've been this year, it's probably the most likely candidate for me to return to for an extended period of time. Maybe that's just because I've been in the Middle East too long. I'm happy to be back in the European culture, European milieu, but who knows. It's a very nice place. It's, as you can see, like a little strip of rock, of land. It's nothing too crazy. And the fort over here, and then past the fort, they have just like kind of an uninhabited area with some haciendas, kind of like that style down there. And this is a road where you can go to some different miradors. City center is actually very beautiful. They have parks, they have an old fort with rampart walls that you can just walk around. A lot of people do during the night. They have some pretty nice avenues. Right now it's Thursday morning around 11 a.m. It's actually super crowded. I was surprised. I mean, I thought more people would be at work, but I guess not. Regardless though, it's a very nice place to just hang out by the sun. Obviously not the most sunny today, but a nice little Spanish town in Africa. And I would say this, after my experience in Tangier, it's been a very enjoyable couple of days, because Tangier was also extremely beautiful as well. I'll show some footage of that now. It was, I mean, if you've studied your history, you know that the Phoenicians, the Romans, they all occupied Tangier at certain points in time. And then you had the Moors and the Europeans for a bit, and just a lot of different great empires over in Tangier. And you know, walking around, it's immediately evident why it was a bohemian paradise back in the day. Lots of writers and creative types. I mean, this is one of those cities, those winding old towns, where you walk around and it's a very stimulating place. Obviously, it's completely packed with tourists now. Lots of French, of course, and apparently Danish, I guess. Spanish, pretty much a little bit of everything. Obviously, lots of Arabs too, and Africans, because it's in Africa. But I mean, it's a very how would you say, very mixed culture. surprisingly super well developed. I mean, honestly, first world level in a lot of the places. They had beautiful parks. The Casbah, the sea line, was very, very well put together. It seemed almost like a modern. Uh, I wanted to say California, but California is twice as shitty as Tangier was. So I can't even say that. I mean, outclassed a lot of these first world countries I've been to so far. So don't know what comparison I could use, but it is just the kind of place where it's like you walk around and it's just very strikingly beautiful. You know, a winding streets, people that are very kind. I bought some fine fabrics at a shop. Some guy hollered at me in the street, asked me to come to his restaurant. I said no. Then he offered to give me a free tour of the streets. I said yes. Obviously, I thought he was asking for a tip at the end. I was happy to give him a small tip because Moroccan prices are nothing crazy. But turns out he wanted to take me to his father's shop where they had a bunch of handmade carpets, and they hosted they gave classes, I guess, to orphans. And so went into the shop. It was extremely beautiful. They had very fine tapestries hanging all over the place. Obviously, they had lots of souvenirs, classic tourist souvenirs. So I'm sure, it was a mix, but I saw some very nice silks and some other textiles I purchased. I'm a big fan of textiles, so got those. Gonna bring them back, ship them when I'm in Portugal back home to America. Anyways, I was only in Tangier for one full day, and then 1.5 day, and I left very early in the morning the next day. So when you leave, just a quick guide if you want to get to Ceuta from Tangier. You take a cab. I recommend InDrive because cabs in Morocco absolutely suck. Even the locals despise them because they rip everybody off, not just tourists. They rip off the locals, old people, women, children, whatever they have. So don't take those. Take an InDrive. Take that to the central bus station of Tangier, which is super far outside the city center. Nothing crazy, like 20 minutes, but not anywhere near a distance where a cab driver would be able to presumably not scam you, take advantage of you. But they find a way. Well, anyways, take the bus to Tetuan. Very, very nice drive, as I said before. Very scenic through the mountains, the rolling hills where they have little settlements of beautiful houses. Then from Tetuan, you can either take the bus to Benidek, or you can do what I did and take a cab. It was about $10, honestly, nothing too crazy, to get over to Ceuta and then cross the border by foot. Or, I mean, if you have a lot of luggage, I don't know what, but yeah, that's essentially the guide. And then once you get to Ceuta, just enjoy walking around. It's a beautiful place, and yeah, try and make these videos shorter because even though I love my 45-minute, 1-hour long videos, it's a tougher sell for the less culturally enabled among us. So I'm trying to slowly increase the attention spans of my one subscriber. Shout out Carl Bibis. But I think a quick 10-minute video should be good for now. Beautiful Ceuta over here. I'll show some more footage one day when I have a giant yacht somewhere over there. I'm definitely gonna come back and go a little crazy. This is a very nice place. Great Spanish people. Lots of stuff to do. And for now, before work starts, I'm gonna go hike all the way back down that mountain to the city center, back to my hotel, and then take a shower, get some food, and get back to work. All right. Yes, that is Ceuta, a beautiful Spanish town in Africa.